Welcome. Rabid will be with you shortly. And please remember, anything discussed in today's live stream is not financial advice. Now hit them links and buy all Bitmain's miners. Oh my gosh. Narrator guy, shut up. Shut up, narrator. Oh my, what is going on here? Oh, geez. Anyway, sorry guys, I was late. I was eating a smoothie and then my stomach started hurting, so I had to go to the bathroom. And then I saw what time it was. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm late. I'm never late. I try not to be late, but I was late. I'm sorry, guys. I apologize. Scaper, what's going on the Twitch there? Subscribe to Tier 1. You subscribed for 6 months. Currently on a 6-month streak. Scaper, is thank you for all you share with us. No problem. Let's go. Nobody hanging out in the Kickster. And let's see what's happening on the Tubester. Do a quick roll call here. Now, I think this button works now, so let me know. Let's find out. Narrator. Fudweiser. 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 That work? Hopefully that worked. I'm not sure if that actually worked or not. Anyway, let's continue on here. Fudweiser is lurking. He's at work today. Hopefully he's not boiling to death. I'm not sure how hot it is out there, but it's probably still hot. It's hot here. It sucks. We got Ahmed Amisid. ASIC miner for ALEPHIUM is not a good idea. So we're going to be looking at that, obviously. That's the title of, ALEPHIUM mining is changing forever. So we're going to be going through this stuff and kind of seeing, is it good? Is it bad? And there's another thing that just popped up to my attention this morning that I wasn't aware about. So we're going to check that out too. Michael Cartwright, he got excited for the new ALEPHIUM, saying $675 a day. Then Rabid hit me with the math video. It turned into a bummer. So we'll be looking at all this stuff here. Sadie, sometimes what's going on? Travelers Travels, Frank B. Zagatti, Ogre MGTOW. Dude, what's going on, dude? What do we got here? Hash rate junkie. That's what we all are. We're all hash rate junkies, huh? What is that? Kirk McTire. What is that? Scrolling through. Try not to repeat the same over and over. Oh, I do see the one and only.
Red Pots, what's going on, Red Pots? I see you. Red Pots in the house. Nuclear power plant all the way.
Yeah. Red Pots is here. We got Kirk McTie. We got Just Looking Around. Itope 322. What is happening? Happy Saturday. Michael Cartwright. Black Sail. Scrolling. Just jumped on me. Travelers has been a member for 16 months of the Wolfpack. Ice River AL0 for the win. Yeah, so, I think Ice River is probably the company 99% of us is going to be looking at, unless you're rich and don't care. Then obviously you're going to be looking at Bitmain. They always have the most efficient, highest hash rate, lowest power consumption miners, hence the highest efficient. But Ice River always seems to be priced better per terahash, so that's always the better option there. But same time, first batches for ALEPHIUM, they're all probably going to be expensive. Duckmeyer, LFG Rabid will have the best summary on the ALEPHIUM situation. Prices pumping up already. Well, I hope I have the best summary. I don't really know for sure. As I said, new information that's probably going to change the way we think about ALEPHIUM, because I'm definitely thinking about it differently now that I know about the block reward thing, because I was not aware about this and I still don't really understand it. But, there's a lot of stuff. So let's just jump into it and see what the heck is going on. Used to plus 29K for an ASIC. Heck no, this is giving early Kaspa vibes. Now, you guys remember, let's just start with the announcement. Bitmain, right here. ALEPHIUM, spot sale of Antminer A1 ALEPHIUM mining with superior performance, 15.6 terahash, 3510 watts, 3510, 225 joules per terahash. Come to enjoy the benefits ASAP. Sales start on the 22nd, which is in 2 days' time from now. But I do have a link in the description if you guys are like rich. Like I said, if you're a billionaire, you don't care about this stuff. But, I do see Miner Bros and stuff does have this available. I think it's like $32,000 or something like that with shipping and everything. Plus, I don't think my coupon code of $50 off really is going to do much on a price like that. But they are taking orders now, so that's insane. So just coming in, there's that one. Then we have Ice Rivers here. It is time to drop a bomb. Now, we've been talking about this. Ice Rivers been hinting on it for a couple months now. They said they're going to be looking into new algorithms, newer miners, not just for Kaspa. And, we're kind of guessing, okay, maybe it's probably going to be ALEPHIUM or Radiant. This is something we were kind of wondering about, and obviously it shouldn't be a surprise. The surprise really was that Bitmain and Ice River announced the same day. That was the interesting part. But you know, it's happening. Both of them drop it. Price is pumping, but it's time to drop a bomb. New series of Ice River ASICs is coming next Monday. So we don't know what they are, what they're called. We're assuming, you know, AL0s, AL1s, are they going to make like the KS1s and KS2 variants? Or are they going to skip and go straight to like the KS5Ls types and the KS5Ms? We don't know. Or are they going to come later, kind of like what we did see with Kaspa? But we have no idea. But right now, I assume we'll see the same type of miners that we do see for Kaspa here, but a new series of Ice River ASIC is coming next Monday. So in today's Saturday, day after tomorrow, we should finally see the announcement of what miners they have and their prices. And I'm assuming sales may start that day or maybe a couple days after. We'll wait for that. So be ready to smash them links, guys. Stay tuned and get ready for something big. So let's talk about this. Obviously, we know Bitmain is expensive AF. Expensive as that, you know, we know that they're expensive. Ice River is probably going to be expensive also, but not as expensive as they usually price better, especially when it comes to like the L version. I know there's a big thing earlier, but why would anyone buy the L version? I've seen this bring up a couple times, but whether you deny it or not, yes, it's not the most efficient model in the Ls, like the KS5Ls, the KS3Ls, but it is the lowest cost per terahash, which in theory is the fastest ROI in miner out of all of them. That's what we always see through Kaspa. Personally, I do have a KS5L on the way, and I'm waiting for that, but we're here to talk about ALEPHIUM. And I expect eventually, you know, we should see an ALEPHIUM L version, which is usually the best money. Now, they're still expensive, but we don't know what they're actually going to be at. But the major thing here is what's good about this. So what is good about this? Let's actually come into ALEPHIUM right here. And as we know, we had the one entity which is controlling this. Can anyone guess what pool they're mining on by chance? Look at this. It looks like they shut down for a little bit of time here. So July 16th at, does it have the time there? At 8 p.m., I guess. And it goes to, so for about a day. They shut down for about a day or two here. And it looks like the only blip in any of these pools here around that time is Hero Miner. So it's pretty obvious what pool these guys are mining on. There's a little dip around that section right here on Solo Pool, but I doubt that's them. So they dipped off. So what's been going on is they pretty much control the hash rate. They came on Kyla Coin, they came on ALEPHIUM, and they came on Radiant at pretty much the exact same time. Now, is this one new company kind of making ASICs for all three coins? Is it a massive FPGA farm? As we know, FPGA bit streams have gone privatized. It seems like one farm, I want to say two because it seems like it's too much for one unless one guy really just wants everybody. But it does sound like one farm has been buying every single FPGA dev out there, like Team Red Miner, gone. There's no more bit streams coming for public. You know, the E300s used to have it. And, you know, the C1100s and stuff for certain coins, early Ironfish, so on. Depending on, you know, the bit stream you want, you got it from a different developer. But Team Red Miner, gone. He got bought up. He's working for a giant privatized FPGA farm. And all the other names we don't know of, as we know, Superscaler, they're privatized. They got their own bitstream devs. There's only like Whitefire and maybe one other guy left. So that means when you're out there buying FPGA, C1100s, whatever, E300s, well, I think Osprey's kind of going privatized, but that's for their specific miners only. But we're going to be very hard to get our own bit stream. So these guys bought them all up, and now only they can mine these coins. They got their devs, they got everyone, so they can put their farm, and nobody else has a chance to compete with them. But now this has been 90% sell pressure and everything going on every day on all three coins. Kyla Coin forked to a CPU algorithm, so it removed them from here. Radiant is still up in the air. Sounds like Radiant is actually working out deals with them to get a cut out of their profits to remain online, which I feel is probably the worst way to do it. And ALEPHIUM here, Bitmain is probably kind of saving ALEPHIUM in a way, because now we have 90% plus, maybe, I don't know how much of their network share they have right now for sure anymore, because it's been straight line for a while now. But it has been all sell pressure every day, and that's why we've been seeing ALEPHIUM pretty much die ever since this entity turned on. They've been selling it ever since. And now what we're going to see here is massive hash rate come online as more and more people mine. So that means we're actually going to be more decentralized. Right now, if you're thinking ALEPHIUM is decentralized, it is not. It is 99% centralized to one mining farm, selling all those emissions daily, maybe every couple days. I don't know their whole strategy and plan. Maybe they wait a week and then dump. No idea. But maybe they're waiting out in this pump to dump it to get even more. But the point is they're selling everything they mine, and they're mining majority of the daily emissions. So now we're going to have competition come in with Bitmain and Ice River, and they're going to push these guys right off the network. And now people like us, depending on what Ice River drops, you know, KS, AL zeros and stuff like that, we'll have our own little miners. More people will be mining, pushing this off. Some people sell the ROI of their miners. Other people hodl for life, and hopefully, you know, they make some money or something. But we're going to reduce that sell pressure over that, because it's not going to be majority being sold anymore, because now some of us are hodling, lots will still be selling and so on, but that will come down. On top of that, this news for ALEPHIUM is pretty big. You know, this is on par in my mind of something like, getting listed on Binance, getting listed on a tier 1 or a tier 2 exchange. This is pretty big news for some of these coins. And as you know, every time a new miner releases for Kaspa, that is when Kaspa really pumps. Kaspa really wasn't doing much until Bitmain started releasing miners. And every time they started releasing miners, Kaspa price continued to go up, and go up. And with this latest batch of Ice River, KS5Ls, and the latest Bitmain miner, Kaspa started going up again. And every time that happens, that's when it hits its new all-time high. I don't think it has anything to do with Kaspa at all. It's probably all Bitmain and Ice River pumps coming into this. So this is massive news, and we're already seeing since it, ALEPHIUM is already up 100% in a day. Look at the 7-day chart here. ALEPHIUM was down to $1.10, and now we're sitting at $2.11. So this is huge news for coins like this, and it's bringing up another pump. ALEPHIUM could be the new Kaspa train, and we could see in the next couple months and so on, maybe we could see $3 to $5 ALEPHIUM. I don't really know for sure if it's going to go that high, but next year, you know, we are so close to altcoin season. It's going to be interesting to see how this goes. And when this thing blows up, say ALEPHIUM hits $10 to $20 or something, that could be insane in altcoin season next year, because then Bitmain's going to be selling these miners for $100,000 instead. And you know they're definitely going to want to make sure that price does that. We could see maybe a fast KDA thing where the price goes from $1 to 23 back down to nothing. You know, anything is possible in altcoin season. Just be ready to have your bags ready. But this is massive news for ALEPHIUM. It is huge, and we're seeing the price rise because of it. Now, with all that being said, there's a major downside that I was not aware about. Now, let's actually go into the live chat and see what you guys are saying right now. Zapire is saying, is ASICs not FPGA farm? Yeah, well, originally we didn't really know what was going on between them all, but ever since the latest news with Radiant, when they posted on their Discord, we did drop that video a while ago when that happened. I do believe it's ASICs as well. A new manufacturer is they're going to be selling their ASICs soon, but now I don't think they're going to have to release those for Radiant very, very soon, because if Bitmain or Ice River decides to jump, I still don't think they really will though, because Radiant isn't really paying that much out in a daily emission, so it might not be worth their time. So this guy may be able to capitalize on Radiant still, but he's not going to be selling any of his ASICs for ALEPHIUM. For ALEPHIUM, I was going to say Kylo Coin as well, but that forked the CPU. So he won't be selling any of his hardware for ALEPHIUM, because we have Bitmain and Ice River here now. So their only chance left is Radiant. So yeah, if it is ASICs, they're going to be selling them soon based on the Radiant post there for at least RXD that we know of, but they won't be able to touch Bitmain or Ice River in this department. So yeah, it does sound like there's ASICs there. So let's keep on scrolling. I don't see any ads here or anything, so looks like we are good. All right, so let's continue on to what I was not aware about and how this could hurt us. So let me know if you guys were aware about this or not. So I'm going to zoom into here. This came from Strong Bob in Discord earlier, who pointed this out. And I never really followed the emission schedule. All I really thought about is, unlike Kaspa, the ALEPHIUM emissions isn't dropping every single month. We only really have to worry about the hash rate going up and then the price of the coin. Unlike Kaspa, where we have to worry about the price of the coin, the hash rate going up, as well as block reward reductions every single frickin' month. So I didn't think we had to worry about that ALEPHIUM, but we may have to worry about it even more than we have to worry about a Kaspa. Do you guys think about that? Hash bomb incoming. There goes the block rewards. Yeah, it's going to be huge. This is major. I was not aware about, and I bet you a lot of you guys are not aware about this either, because I haven't seen anyone actually talk about this, and that was actually just brought to my attention this morning. And it all comes down to this proof of less work, POLW. So let's kind of talk about what this stands for and what this means here. So let's read through this. So, mining is a critical component of maintaining and developing a public ledger. It is the process of yeah, we know how all this crap works. At the time of writing this article, ALEPHIUM mainnet has 16 shards live, so they have 16 different chains here, and the average block time is 1.6 seconds. That's divided by these, so the ALEPHIUM block time is like 1.1 or 1.12 seconds here. It does change based on difficulty, obviously, like everything else, but it does adjust fairly fast. But it's about 1.1, but between 16 chains, it's about 16 seconds per block in theory, but you know, never mind. Continuing on here, block rewards, aka mining rewards. So ALEPHIUM's reward for newly generated blocks is also called mining reward, MR, after distribution. The block rewards are locked for 500 minutes. The mining reward is bound by two curves based on hash rate and timestamp. At a given time for a given hash rate, the reward per block equals the minimum between the time and reward of the hash rate based reward. So here we can see pretty much it's saying within 4 years, over 4 years, the time-based mining reward drops gradually from 15 ALEPHIUM shared by 16 chains per block period, 16 seconds, down to 5 ALEPHIUM. So in 4 years' time, we're going to see a little more than a halving is pretty much what this is saying. We still have a few years for this, I believe. But after 4 years, the time-based reward will be fixed to 5 ALEPHIUM per block period, and it'll drop to 0 ALEPHIUM after 82 years. So that's just basic emission stuff, whatever. But here is where things get interesting. Your block reward actually drops due to more hash rate going on. So here's the inflation curve based on hash rate. Now this is the interesting part. When the hash rate remains within 0 to 1 petahash, which is kind of where we're at right now. 0 to 1, we're a little over, we're at 1.5 on the network right now. So right here, where the heck is that article now? So when the hash rate remains between 0 to 1 petahash, so we're slightly above that right now, the hash rate-based reward system increases gradually from 0 ALEPHIUM to 15 ALEPHIUM, which is kind of where we're right now, shared by the 16 chains per block with a minimum of 7.5 ALEPHIUM guaranteed. Remember, just kind of like Kaspa, if they go to 10 blocks per second and stuff, you're going to divide that block reward by 10, which is kind of what they're doing here. This is the block reward, but you divide it by the 16. That's why each block is only 0.51 or so on. That's just so you don't understand how are you getting 7.5 per block. That's because it's split between the 16 different chains. Anyway, look at this. When the hash rate is within 1 petahash to 1 exahash, this is what we're massively going to see very fast. When these ASICs go online, the hash rate base gradually decreases from 15 ALEPHIUM down to only 5 ALEPHIUM per block period. And then when the network hash rate is within 1 exahash to 128, it's going to drop from 5 to 0. We're going to see block reward reductions as the hash rate starts to spike. And this is not in any of my calculators because I don't know how to calculate this than how it's actually going to be. So notes, the inflation rates are estimates as the block reward is very dynamic on a real network. When the hash rate surpasses 1 exahash per second, proof of POLW will be triggered. And that's kind of what they got right here. That is the proof of less work. Now, here's the interesting thing as well. What is proof of less work? Now, look at this. Do you guys remember when you mine Gram? Any coin on Gram? Like, I mean, on Ton, you're mining Gram, it's on Ton. You have to pay frickin' Gram to mine this. Pretty soon, in order to mine ALEPHIUM, if it hits a certain hash rate, you're going to have to pay ALEPHIUM in order to mine it. And that's what we're going to see happen. We're going to see huge, probably pool, because you're mining on a pool, we're probably going to see huge pool fee increases because of this as well. So the pools are probably laughing at us right now. But right here, you can see, where is it? In the second case, the cost is the same for this mine in the first case, but the energy spent is very vastly diminished. Of course, the proportion of the external spent versus burning of coins will vary, and that will depend on total hash rate. How does the burning part work? Where the heck is this? So that's part of the reason why POLW isn't triggered from the beginning of the network. Here, wait. The ALEPHIUM burnt will come from the... Here we go. So how does the burning part of the operation work? Who owns the ALEPHIUM that's going to be burnt? Where does it go? So the ALEPHIUM to be burnt will come from the miners' wallets, guys. We're going to have to pay to burn ALEPHIUM out of the wallet. So, and will the part of the input of the Coinbase transaction. This means that once POLW is activated, you'll need to have ALEPHIUM in order to be able to mine. Look at that. That is insane. This is going to totally change the game on how ALEPHIUM. Now, this is obviously probably going to be at the pool level, so we're going to see increased things. But remember, that is not going to kick in till the network does hit, what was that network hash rate have to hit for this to happen? 1 exahash. So obviously quite a bit. But they're comparing this to at least Bitcoin type of hash rate levels, you know, in the exahashes here. And that's a lot of hash rate. So we're easily probably going to see 70 to 120 plus terahash miners for ALEPHIUM over that. And Bitmain's first one right now is only 15. So in the next couple of years, we're going to also see huge miner increase in terms of hash rate. And as they have these numbers in here pretty much from the start, it was always given that we're going to see major ASICs hit ALEPHIUM. It was always in the timeline because they're talking about exahashes. Imagine getting exahashes worth of GPUs. That is like 100,000, that's 10,000, maybe 1,000,000 times more hash rate than Ethereum had on GPUs to hit this type of level. So this was always going to be an ASIC coin. So I don't know. What do you guys think about all this? Were you guys aware about all of this other stuff once hash rates hit certain levels? Now we got to go through this. I don't really understand how this works. So should we go over this on like what the heck is the ultimate guide to proof of less work, the universe, and everything? So like what the heck is this? So let's just kind of do anything. Do you mind anything? Yeah, they're going through crap here. What is, okay, let's kind of go with this. What is proof of less work and how does it work? Remember, this applies to ALEPHIUM, and this is something you're definitely going to have to consider if you want to start mining ALEPHIUM, especially as the ASICs are coming in. So let's dive into proof of less work, which we'll call POLW from now on. How did you get to the idea of POLW, and was it conceived as, and what is it? So the original idea is actually not mine. I was following the work of researchers in the field of consensus algorithms and stumbled upon the work of a group of Israel researchers. They came up with interesting ideas on how to reduce the energy consumption of proof of work in Bitcoin without sacrificing the security of the network. I designed something slightly different so that it is perfectly adapted to ALEPHIUM. It is simpler because there is no difficulty adjustments based on the periods. We are adjusting difficulty for every block like Zcash does. The initial goal was to optimize the proof of work by reducing the energy consumption without sacrificing security. I don't have any profound ideas about the name, so I ended up calling it proof of less work because it's what it does. The name seems more attractive to people than the tech that actually underpins it. Proof of work is well known for being, yeah, we all know that. Okay, in classic proof of work, miners use equipment like GPUs, FPGAs, or ASICs and energy to solve hashing problems. Mining costs in the combination of equipment costs and energy costs. In POLW, after a certain point, miners shift part of the external costs to internal network costs by burning some coins and consuming proportionally less energy. In this case, mining costs are both external, energy, equipment, and internal, burning coins inside the network. Since burning coins has a cost but does not burn energy, this is how reduce the energy consumption without sacrificing security and proof of less work. The cost is the same as in proof of work, but composed differently. To illustrate this point, imagine a world in which BTC and ALEPHIUM have the same value. Imagine if ALEPHIUM hit the same value as BTC. That'd be insane. Anyway, not happening. And roughly the same network of miners in this world. So you get 1.25 BTC of mining reward by spending 1 BTC in equipment plus energy costs. So you get 0.25 in the end, I guess, in theory, because you're spending 1 Bitcoin for all your equipment and your energy costs. You get 1.25 ALEPHIUM of mining reward by spending 0.15 ALEPHIUM in equipment plus energy costs and burning 0.85 ALEPHIUM. In the second case, the cost is the same for the miners as the first case, but the energy spent is vastly diminished. Of course, the proportion of the external spent versus burning of this coin will vary, and that will depend on the total hash rate of the miners on the network. Now, I don't understand what that means. As a miner, being from home, it's still going to be using 3,500 watts, and now my block rewards are less. So I'm getting less money. Hold on, I got a cough. So I think this is mostly going towards the pools. Like, can someone out there explain what this means to me? Like, as a home miner, like, I think this is all reference towards the mining pools. Maybe that'll make the mining pools go down, but maybe we're going to see higher pool fees like I kind of mentioned earlier. I don't really understand what is happening there? And then we went into what we saw earlier of how does the burning part of the operation works, who owns the ALEPHIUM, then the ALEPHIUM to be burnt will come from the miners' wallets, yada, 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 and so on. So you're going to require ALEPHIUM in order to mine ALEPHIUM at this point, which is the same thing as mining a coin on the TON network and stuff like that. It requires TON to mine, you know, Gram and whatever other stuff is on it. So I don't really know what's going on, but based on all this, the block rewards do drop with the increase in hash rate. So I don't know, crazy stuff going on here, and I don't know how to frickin' calculate that into potential earning drops and so on. But were you guys aware about all this? You guys understand kind of what's going on? Because I still don't really understand it, so I need someone to explain all that to me like I'm 5. But yeah, I don't know. Let's see here. I'm scrolling up here. Just Pleb says ELF block rewards decrease gradually with hash rate increase. Its proof of less work dictates that once hash rate reaches 1 exahash per second, pools have to burn ALEPHIUM in order to be able to mine more ALEPHIUM. So yeah, so that makes sense. Pool stuff here. So our pools though, because they're burning ALEPHIUM, are they going to raise pool prices? Because as we know, pools are greedy. Everyone wants their fair share of the cut. So as we saw with like mining Gram and stuff, there's 33% pool fees. I do believe about 25% or 26% of that is required to do the burning process, to burn whatever, to mint the coin on TON and whatever else. But they still have pretty high pool fees because of it. You have to burn. Yeah, you have to burn ALEPHIUM to make ALEPHIUM. Yeah, 12 badass. So what WTF? Exactly. I don't understand it. I don't know what's going on there. But in theory, maybe the price will go up more because now they're burning so much ALEPHIUM. So they're burning. Are they burning the same amount? Are they burning less? Is it going to be a 1-to-1 ratio? Like, what's the point of the burning if it's 1-to-1? Like, I don't really know. I don't understand what's going on, but it's crazy. Imagine 85% pool fee. Yeah, mining will be based on luck factor and price for sure. You're now more speculating. They're making profit calculation. Absolutely. I know. Now we're just more speculating. Like, we have no idea. This is totally, I don't think anyone really realizes about this part of ALEPHIUM once this hash rate starts picking up. I don't understand it really right now. I'm trying to figure it out. Once I get more information and figure it out, we'll obviously bring it back to it. But what we do know, based on everything right now, let's take a look at some of this current profitability. And I don't know if I have actual number. Let's see what the current network is. So it's 1.52 petahash here. What do I got this at right now? ALEPHIUM now. Okay, 1.52. So it's up a bit. Oh, hash rate went up a bit. 1.52. So right now it looks like what's the price at now though? $2.14. $2.14. 870. All right. So currently right now, because remember guys, there is zero online. There are none of these online for any of us out there. So right now, before any are online, they're making $870 a day. Let's jump into the AL box here. 214. Boost this hash up to 52. All right, the AL box is up to $40 a day. Nice. But the AL box is about to be dead. As we all know, Gold Shell is done. They may as well sell these miners for $50, so they're never going to sell another miner again for ALEPHIUM. That's just my 2 cents on it. I would not buy anything. I got messages earlier today. So, it's down to like 15 or they cut it down the first AL box to like 50% off. It's like $1,500 or $1,600 now. I still don't think it's worth it because they're about to get wrecked hard. So anyway, let's take a look at ALEPHIUM. Now, out of 1,000 of these A1s online, now that is with 1.67. So now we kind of got to edit that a little bit more. Where's my hash power calculator? These things are 15.6 terahash, right? 15.6. Obviously, so if we put in 100, that's 1560. Just put 2 zeros into that, which makes it pretty simple here. 15.6 times 100 is 2 zeros, so 1560. So let's just adjust this. Wait, that's only 100 miners. I went to 1,000 miners. 1,000 miners. 15,600. So now we got in just these miners alone, we have 15.6 petahash plus what's currently on. Now the end of the day will push off, so maybe we should just calculate 1 petahash dropping off the network because that's kind of like what this guy has here. So we'll just say with just these miners alone, only on the network. Everything else leaves when Bitmain releases. We're sitting at, 15.6 petahash here. Wait, that's just the one. I need it right here. I'm messing this up like crazy. All right, so now we have this amount of terahashes here. So we're going to copy this one in with just Bitmain miners alone. Bam. So 1,000 AL boxes only, nothing else online. Only 1,000 AL boxes. We go from $870 a day. Oh, I got to adjust this price to what it is right now. Also, we go from 870 down to $84 with 1,000. Now, this was before I even knew that Ice River was releasing. So now I don't even know the equivalent of miners and hash rate that's going to go online, because now we have Ice River dropping miners, and then we also got Bitmain dropping miners, and then shipping and so on. So how many, we're just going to guess on KS1s here, or AL ones. I'm still calling them Kaspa miners. How many of you guys, within 2 months, how many do you think will be online in terms of hash rate of AL ones? We're counting Ice River and stuff. We don't know their hash rates yet. Do you think it'll be more than 1,000 AL ones worth? Or do you think it'll be around 500? Do you think it'll be around 2,000? What do you guys think? 5? Only 5 of them? Quadruple is very possible. Yeah, well, yeah, we're definitely going to see a quadruple in the network hash rate for sure. But like between Ice River and that, remember, I'm just going to do this in AL numbers, so 15.6 terahash. But I really think we could see, I don't know, I think 1,000 to 2,000 miners within 2 months could be pretty given. 5,000 between them. You think 5,000? Well, let's take a look, see what 5,000 even looks like. You know what? I'm going to put another line up here. Insert row above. I'll do another one just to be safe. I'm just going to copy this one over. Actually, this one's all set up. This one's set up already. So let's just go. Let's see what 5,000 miners online looks like. Oh my gosh, it's going to be insane. I'm going to put that here. I'm going to go leaf 5,000 AL1s. So this is 5,000 AL1s worth of hash rate. You know what? I think that's too many. That's quite a bit. I don't think we're going to get that high anytime soon. But we can still look at it, I guess. We'll look at it and see what happens. Oh, man. 15.6 times 5,000. That is 78. Oh, my gosh. Terahash. That is 78,000 terahash. 78 petahash. Oh my god. But we're still not at an exahash. So that's good. That's when that proof of lower work stuff kicks in, is that 1 exahash. So we're still a ways. We're a long ways from that. But yeah, crazy. So we're at, let's put this in for 5,000 here. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. $16.97 at the current price. $870 down to $16.79 is what an AL box or an AL1 would be making for $40,000. Now it's going to take a long time to get to that, and so on. Who knows what the price now? What if a ALEPHIUM price does go to something like $20? That's still $158 a day. What if it goes to $20 right now? No, wait, we can't count this first one based on right now, because none are online at all. So we have to go to, actually, how many will it take? Let's go to what's online right now. I just want to see how many it takes just to double this. So 1.58 petahash. 1.58 petahash. 1.58 petahash. That is 1580 terahash. So let's go 1580. 1580. We're going to divide that by 15.6. It's only going to take 101 AL1s to double the network hash rate. To double it. 100 miners will double the current network hash rate on ALEPHIUM right now at 1.58 petahash. That is crazy. That is crazy. Only 101 miners. So let's just look at this realistically at let's just double the network hash rate. Let's say 100 miners sell. And I think a realistic number would be 300. Let's go 300 for a small first batch. I don't know how many it was actually going to be. 300 miners for a small first batch. So 15.6 times 300. That is 4680. 4680. So I'm just going to take that, and we're going to take our gigahashers here. 4680 terahash. I'm going to come into here. Let's just adjust. I'm just going to do this one right here, the 5,000 one. Put it here. That's at $20. We don't want $20. We want $2.14. Oh, wow. Is that for real? Did I do that right? 15.6. Yeah, gig. Wow. So only 100 miners doubling the network hash rate right now. You're going to drop from $870 a day right now down to $282. And that is a very easy number that we're going to hit. I think at least 100 of these miners to double the network hash rate is going to happen the first day these things turn on, right? So look at the drop here, just from not having any online to doubling the network hash rate. That is insane. That is insane. 282. How many have already been on the network? We don't know. I don't think any are online at all. I really don't. I think when Bitmain starts testing, we're going to see a big spike here because these things are 15.6 terahash miners. I think all the ones we've seen before were like what? 4 gigahash, 8 gigahash from the entity and stuff, you know, maybe 10 gigahash and so on. Like it looks like a giant FPGA farm, but huge amount of workers. So I don't even think Bitmain has began really testing yet. Just before shipping, probably by the end of the month here, maybe early next month, we'll start to see them testing. And we could probably see 3-4 petahash before any of these miners even ship here. But yeah, I don't know. But you know, all it's going to take is 100 miners to double this freaking hash rate. That is insane to think about. Absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. 15. I just want to make sure I got that right. 15.6 times 100. That's 1560. Yeah. 1560. 1560, which is 1.56. That is insane. That is absolutely insane. Times that by 2. Yeah. 3120. That's crazy. So yeah, it's only going to take 100 miners to already destroy the profits. So let's take a look at this now. What's the ROI at this? So this thing is coming in at what? Most people don't have coupon. I think Miner Bros was $32,000. I'm going to go $32,000, and I'm going to divide that by 282. That's a 113-day ROI. That's pretty fast still, obviously here, but that's not like 30 days like I see some people on Twitter posting because they're still going off these numbers here. Everyone going off these numbers is with 0 online right now. And like I said, it's only going to take 100 of them to double the network hash rate, and they're already down to $282. So I don't know. Now we have Ice River and stuff. So I think a realistic first batch between Ice River and everything could be 500 of these miners worth of hash rate. So I'm actually, let's see how close we're actually going to get here. So let's go 15.6 times 500 because we still don't know Ice River's numbers or what they're going to hash at. So I'm just going to guess 500 AL1 boxes from Bitmain's worth of hash will hit within the first batches of all these miners. That's what I'm going to assume. So I'm just going to say times by 5, that's 7,800 terahash. 7,800 terahash. That is this amount of gigahash. Copy this in. All right, here's some day one stuff right now. This is what we're looking at. Day one. Day one release. All right, so this miner will be making $169.70 based on about 500 of these coming online. I think this is probably a realistic number for the first batches. Do you guys think it'll be more? Maybe a little bit less? The sell pressure will be insane. Will the price even keep up? See, that's the thing, Zapirate. We're probably going to have less sell pressure. I know that's a hard thing to believe, but right now, like that's how we opened up this stream here, is right now the entity which has been owning ALEPHIUM for the past, 4 to 6 months, has had, 80 to 90% plus of the network hash rate. And they have been selling every single day. And now us miners, whether it's Ice Rivers or, the rich people, billionaires buying Bitmains, a lot of us just like to hodl for life and they pay power out of pocket. You guys say that all the time in live chat, I'm paying for power out of pocket. I'm hodling. That's not sell pressure. So even if, we have 50% of the people that buy all these ASICs selling the coin, we still have 50% hodling. That is already half the sell pressure in theory that we're seeing on ALEPHIUM right now. Plus, we have the news of Bitmain and Ice River, which is major news for this. The price should, in theory, keep going up, and the sell pressure is actually going to be less than it is currently, and it has been for the past 4 to 6 months. This is kind of how we're kind of looking at it. It's very weird it's a very weird situation with ALEPHIUM. I know everyone says, oh, sell pressure. Everyone's going to be trying to ROI those miners. Everyone's going to be selling, sell. But realistically, this is going to be less sell pressure than ALEPHIUM has already seen ever since the entity turned on, because they have been selling every single day pretty much since they've turned on, and that's been killing the price of ALEPHIUM. And now we could see less sell pressure and more decentralization into this. But then again, now we got to lead into the proof of less work or whatever, and the block rewards actually coming down based on hash rate going up, and it's a totally crazy scenario going on. But we'll deal with that when it actually hits. But right now we can see just a dramatic price drop that's going to happen here between the first release to the second release. We're currently $870.86, and then we're going to drop down to only $169 if 500 worth. Now I still have this at 5,000. I should just go to 500 here so it doesn't confuse people. You guys can't even see that part anyway. So yeah, we're going to see a dramatic change. Now, what is mining now telling me currently? Mining now, what is it telling us? Mining now, coming into here, the AL1. So yeah, that's pretty darn close to what we just figured out. 868, 870. So yeah, my spreadsheet is pretty darn spot on compared to other calculators as well. So look at that, 868. Oh, that's just dropped, updated. So hash rate must have went up or price took a dip, whatever. But here's another thing. Now, this is the other thing we're looking at. You guys see that video where I mentioned the DR7? Look at the DR7 now. The DR7, it used to be making over $80 a day. That was before any were online, which is what we're looking at right now. This is pre-DR7 numbers, $870 a day before any of them were online. And they only sold 350 of them. They're not even all online yet, but I think, probably 300 plus are, but there might still be 10 or 20 stragglers waiting to turn on, or they're probably not turning them on anymore because they're not making anything depending on your power price. But this was early DR7 numbers. So the $2,200 miner making over $80-some a day. Then the first day when they all turned on, we're in the negatives. And that's what we're seeing here. First day before they turn on, because you can't count that hash rate. That's why it looks so damn good. Bitmain is pricing them at this number before they're even in. And when they actually turn on with Ice River and everything, we're going to go from $870 down to only $169 a day. And this is with the latest price pump as well. Sure, the price could keep going up, obviously, if we want. I think it just went up some more. Now we're at $2.14. Oh, that's what I'm still at. All right. So yeah, down to 169. So let's take a look. 32,000 now. 32,000. We're going to divide that by $169. That is a 189-day ROI. We've already gained an extra 80 days in ROI just from the very first batch. But again, speculation on how many will actually move. Obviously, if less get turned on, this will be a little bit more. And if more get turned on, this is going to be less. And then we're going to see an evolution of more stock coming in, hash rate going higher, and higher. And eventually, ROI will start to equal zero. Unless we do, obviously see huge price increases happen on ALEPHIUM. So very, very interesting stuff here. Do you guys agree with some of these results and numbers that we're coming up with? You guys disagree? What are you guys' thoughts on all this? And were you guys aware of that whole freaking block reward reduction with higher hash rate thing? Are you hyped about the 9950X? Few more weeks to go. Yeah, so we have 11 days. 11 days till they release. July 31st sounds like the official release date. I don't know. I'm hyped and I'm not hyped. I'm actually running out of money, but I'm gonna sell Kaspa or something in order to buy one to test it out. But I have everything else ready: the motherboards, the coolers, the drives, everything. Everything's set to go. All I need is a CPU. I'm up in the air though on if I'm really stoked for it or not. I don't think I'm really that pumped for it, honestly, to come forth with you, because when it comes to mining, I really think it might actually be worse than the 7950Xs and the 7950X 3Ds. You're probably like, whoa, wait a minute. Why are you thinking that? Well, it's because the base clock is 200 megahertz lower. They're doing what they did with the 3 and 5000 series. Actually, they're doing it worse, because the 3000 series is 3.6. So 3900X is a 3.6 gigahertz base clock and like a 5.5 boost or 5.6 boost. And then the 5000 series dropped it from 3.6 down to 3.5 of a base clock, but they increased the boost from 5.6 to 5.7. Now with moving from the 7000 series to the 9000 series, they dropped the base clock 200 megahertz, which is a bigger nerf into the 5000 series. So they went from what we currently have on a 7950X is 4.5. It is now 4.3, but the boost clock is still remaining the same. Now it's supposed to be better architecture, better performance stuff. They said the exact same BS when the 5000 series came into the 3000. When it came for mining, we actually see the 3000 series outperforming the 5000 series in using less power, and they do about the same hash rate. Some coins, the 5000 series did get a bit more hash rate, but majority they're pretty close to the same thing, and the 3000 series got a little more there. But it's 3000 has been using less power because the base clock is higher and you can drop the voltages more without it crashing versus the 5000. So the 3000 is still the better series over the 5000, and I'm thinking the 7000 might be the better series over the 9000. Now the big up in the air we don't know about is the 9000 going to be getting that extra AVX 512 boost throughout the CPU, and that might see a bonus on Cubic being better. But then at the same time, Cubic is really the only algorithm mining thing that utilizes AVX 512, and the rest don't matter. And then we're also going to see it being higher price because it is new. They're expecting the price to be a bit lower than when the 7000 Keeper series came out at MSRP, but again, we still don't know. It's still going to be more expensive. Plus, we could see once that releases, gamers updating to 9000 series, and then 7000 series getting even cheaper on the used market, meaning if they're pretty close to the same in power, obviously we're just going to buy 7000 series because they're going to be the cheaper option. So that's kind of where I'm sitting at right there in a nutshell. But again, we don't know anything until we actually test this. Yes, gaming blogs are going to say, yes, it's an awesome CPU. Oh, yeah, it's probably better. But anything that has to do with gaming, we don't care about for mining. So that's what it comes down to. So I'm not really pumped for the 9000 series. I'm a little bit excited, but I'm not pumped up for it. I do want to see how it does, but I'm not actually expecting anything to be that much better than the current 7000 series. But well, no, if it's better, then, you know, I will be excited. I'll be like, hey, you know what? This thing's actually awesome. I'm going to get more of them. But I really am leaning towards that. I'll get one. I'll test it. And I have a feeling I'm just going to be sticking to the 7000 series because the 9000 series, it's either going to be the same or worse. And hopefully it's better, but I don't know. So that's my 2 cents on the 9000 series on that. You know, I could be wrong, but we'll just have to wait and see. Basically the cost is well over the top. We shouldn't rush in to bother. We should be paying 2000 at the most considering. What do we got there? Loser Zeph still going to be the moon, or you have all your sold now? It don't matter. You're a loser. What? I still got all my Zeph. I got over 1100 coins, and I still expected to do some massive pump next year. So that's my 2 cents on the situation. You can sell all yours and go broke if you want, but I'm not selling anything unless I have to until next year. That's when altcoin season comes. XMR did the same thing. It went up to $12, $20, $25, dropped right back down to under $1, and then it shot to $400. No one expected that either. So that's my 2 cents on Zeph. I'm still hodling and waiting for it to do its thing. We'll see what happens. I thought it was Pool, but it's Coda Explorer. Just wait. You got to get paid. EIT, check your stuff now. I just got paid. What? You get paid in. We get paid in. Do we have any ads talking? What's going on? Up, scrolling. Someone in RPM's chat yesterday suggested that what if Ice River was the entity? Thought it was interesting. No, all this hash rate is way too low. The entity is something no one knows. It's a new company that's trying to sell their ASICs and stuff. Ice River, they've been public since day one with their Kaspa stuff. They just announced what they're doing. They're not hidden behind the scenes. They're not cutting backdoor deals with Radiant and stuff like that. So no, I think if the entity was Bitmain or Ice River, the network hash rate would be at least 4 to 5 terahash. I feel that's too small of a hash rate. Now the only thing I could consider to be the entity based on the hash rate would be maybe little baby gold shell. That's kind of what we're seeing here, you know, compared to Ice River hash rates and, you know, consumptions and stuff, and Bitmain's miners. Obviously, I feel Baby Gold Shell is the only one that may have a chance to be the entity. But I think it's just someone new that's getting into the game, and they're already lost because Bitmain and Ice River have announced now, so they're done. That's pretty much. That's my 2 cents on it. I heard that if you run 9950X on nuclear power, it will double your hash rate. Yeah, you know, that's true. That might be, especially you running that nuke power, and you know, you put a little nuclear core inside of your CPU. It's supposed to do pretty good wonders. Red radiating blocks. What? I'm on Hive and Windows rigs. I heard. Okay, went to that. All right. So yeah, do you guys have any questions? What's going on here? Scaper, is this ELF tokenomics scheme supposed to motivate miners to not increase the network hash rate? Oh yeah, Scaper, that's a good one there. I have no idea. That is just a weird thing that the block rewards reduce with the increase in hash rate. So it's going to be interesting to see how these calculators emerge once they release, what kind of hash rate. What can we expect? Can we expect anything right at the start here? So 0 to 1. So 1 petahash to 1 exahash. So yeah, we're definitely going to go. So yeah, we'll see about 5, 10 petahash, probably very fast here, 50. But it'll take a long time to get to an exahash, obviously, here. But yeah, in theory, based over 1 petahash, we should start to see that reduction happen from 15 to 5. So yeah, when these release, we're going to have to keep an eye on the network and watch Pool's block rewards to see if they do, how much they do start to reduce here after these first couple batches ship. That's something we're definitely going to have to keep an eye on, and it seems that nobody is really talking about. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting to keep an eye on this stuff. Rabid, my 2 days mining gram was worth it at high $60. Now it's worth $6 because I listened to you. This is not financial advice. If you don't want it, you can sell it if you want to sell it. I'm just saying, I'm holding all my stuff till next year. Some coins will pump, some coins won't, but all the all-time highs for the market is going to happen next year. So do whatever you think it is, do. It's not my fault you didn't sell. And then next year, what if it goes up to that $60 is worth $6,000? You're like, oh, I'm so glad I listened to Rabid. That's how these things work. So just settle down. I'm not there concerned as I'm also mining on my CPUs and I'm making way more on them and don't want to be restarting all the time. Yeah, CPUs are awesome. CPUs have been pretty freaking dominant for the last 3 years. I'm sorry. If you're in love with a GPU, guys, they're dead. Like, it's funny. It's hilarious. I love, you know what? I should do a video on time stamping and, I don't know, just the evolution of crypto mining. I think it'd be hilarious, but I don't know how to do it. I wish I knew how to do special effects and graphics and stuff, make like a mini movie. But in a nutshell, here's like the timeline. I need a drink of water for this one. All right. We're going back to 2019, 2020. We're mining on GPUs. Profitability is pretty decent, even in late 2019, early 2020, which is where we are right now in theory on the scale here, because 2021 was a bull run, 2017 previously, 2013 previously before that, 2025 is the next one, 2029 is the one after that, blah, 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 said and over with. Anyway, so we're on GPUs here. I'm mining away on GPUs. Everyone's mining away on GPUs. We got Ethereum kind of is here, and that's the only reason why Ravencoin and everything else was profitable, because the majority of all the hardware was sitting on Ethereum, and that made other coins profitable because there isn't much hash rate on them. So we're all mining away. Pretty much everything is a little bit profitable, and it's awesome. And it's this same time frame 4 years ago, we're probably making about 10 times more than we are right now, because now it's just dead. So the bull run comes around. Some days CPUs were still making the same amount of profits, like early Raptorium. Do you guys remember that? I believe, what was it, a 3090 and a 3080 and stuff. They were making $15 a day on Ethereum at times, and there's a 3900X. It made sometimes around $9 to $10 a day, also mining early Raptorium and stuff. And then we're coming on, we're moving on. Then obviously, prices drop and hash rate picks up and so on. But GPUs remain profitable, mining on Ethereum. Everyone's just loving it. And then as soon as you say anything about a CPU, everyone says, "Oh, CPUs are dead. Who mines on a CPU? You can't mine on a CPU. They're not profitable." Stupid to mine on a CPU. GPU mining for life. Everything's GPUs. Oh, I hate ASICs. ASICs are dead. Who mines on an ASIC? ASIC is centralized. No one mines on ASICs. They're not profitable. I'm never going to buy an ASIC. Blah, blah, blah. This is kind of how it was. It's 100% GPU communities. Everybody hated everything else. That's the feel I always got, through the start of the YouTube channel and everything. Then Ethereum went to POS, and we were looking at this. We're saying, you know what? GPUs are probably going to die. And then, CPUs are still looking decent and all this stuff, and people really like them. ASICs might be a decent choice too. And we still had, nope, there'll be another Ethereum. The GPUs will never die. There'll be another coin, just like there always is, and so on. CPUs suck. I'm never buying an ASIC. This was the time stamp. This was the mind frame for everybody, all the way up until about 2022, early 2023, last year and stuff. All of a sudden, it's like, well, CPUs are still profitable. They're still making money. We've seen it coming because we don't have this massive hash rate coming off of Ethereum. There's no Ethereum level event on CPUs, which crushed all their profitability, and then they had to flood all the other coins. Now, GPUs have been suffering for the last 3 years. And now, what do we see everywhere? People are like, oh, I'm buying ASICs now. I'm building CPU rigs. I'm still kind of mining on my GPUs. And a lot of people are just like, I have my GPUs shut off. But everything I was saying back in 2021 and just before the merge is happening now. And the whole crypto mentality totally shifted right over. When it went from GPUs only, everything else sucks. Now it's like GPUs are okay. I don't mind for profit anymore. I love the tech. So many excuses to mine at a loss because your GPUs are done with. That's the bottom line. And the truth hurts. GPUs are literally trash right now. They're like the locusts trying to scoop up anything they can and crying when a coin won't move to a GPU away from a CPU or something, where the profits have been solid and good for the past 3 years on a CPU, and ASICs have been profitable as well on everything else. So yeah, there's lots of ways to mine it all the time. And that's the main purpose of my channel, was it doesn't matter what I mine on. I mine for profit, and I've always been pro ASIC. I've been pro CPU, and I'm pro GPU. I love them all. I just like mining crypto, but I don't stick my entire farm on one. It's about decentralizing your farm. Everyone GPU mining, you always talk about decentralization. Well, maybe you should decentralize your frickin' mining farm. Then you can make some money. No, that's just my 2 cents on it. So, get a mixture of different hardware. Go to different coins. Swap things. Sure, maybe you hate every coin on a CPU. Maybe you hate every coin on a ASIC or something. But that doesn't mean you can't mine with those on a profit and swap it to your crappy GPU coin. You could do that also. You know what? Just because a GPU coin isn't making anything while mining that, you can mine on other hardware, swap it into that coin, and be getting a crap ton more coins than mining at a loss. So, it is a lot about, staying in the profitability zone. And that's one thing I always watched as well. And the next cycle is going to be probably a whole totally different, because now we see people actually opening up their eyeballs. Instead of having a GPU army only and everything else sucks, people are now opening up. Okay, CPUs actually have options. Okay, ASICs are actually doing pretty good. I don't mind them now. And then moving forward. So now moving into the next cycle, after this bull run, so 2026, it'll be rough times again. 2027 will be when we'll start to see where things are. We're going to see coins like Flux start to emerge again. We're going to have better GPUs, 5090s, 6000 series, a couple years after that. Moving into the 2029 bull, we're going to see another transitions here of maybe it'll be time to now finally start building up my GPU farm again. I think 2029 will be better for GPUs again, but you're not going to want trashy 3070s. Those are already looking like, just because they're cheap, $150 3070, okay, awesome, but it not making anything. Why would I want to buy that if it's not making anything? So maybe GPU prices will go up. We don't have no COVID and shortage supplies anymore, so maybe they never will. So now we got to move into 5090s, and so you're going to have to update your farm. So that might keep people offline as well, and we might start a GPU reset, which is what I'm calling this entire cycle a GPU reset. Moving into the next round, I think we'll probably end up building up new GPU farms again with newer hardware for more hash rate and a lot less power used, way better efficiency over 3000 series and 4000 series, because 4000 series sucks with their memory, and that's what we're going to finally see in the 5000. So 5 and 6000 series could be the dominant GPUs to move into that. And a lot of people aren't going to be like, well, I just spent all this money because these GPUs were cheap. Well, just because something's cheap doesn't mean it's a good idea. And that's what we've always said day one. They're cheap for a reason. And GPU mining is totally different than it used to be. There's no more Ethereum. There's nothing that can support that hash rate. We're going to see a massive reset here. And I think GPU mining will be back probably for the 2029 bull, but this cycle, it's not going to do very well. That's just my 2 cents of the situation and kind of how I look at things. It's mining with everything. And we can see all the way through this bear market. And the same thing happened with the GPUs last cycle. GPUs were profitable through the bear market, and then Ethereum exploded, and that just caused a huge explosion. We're seeing that now with CPUs and ASICs, where we're profitable a pretty good amount. Then when altcoin season happens, a lot of people are going to make a lot of money because they stuck with the profitable side of the mining, and then we went from there. So, you know, it's a huge circle, and you really got to do a lot of research. And again, you know, I could be totally wrong on it all, but I do believe GPU mining will come back. It is trash and horrible right now, but it will come back next cycle because this will be a rinse and repeat kind of thing. It is going to be a reset, and I think I probably will be building up a GPU farm with the latest hardware coming into 2029. But we'll just see what happens from there. Vertcoin, the right coin. Then we got Retro Mike here, rocking in with the Vertcoin. You know, Vertcoin goes, what's the price of Vertcoin right now? What's the price of Vertcoin right now? What do we got? Vertcoin, what are you? Vertcoin. So Vertcoin's at 7 cents, guys. It's up 18%. You can't see it because my screen's all messed up. There we go. So 0.775. So if this hits $10, Retro Mike will give away $5 to somebody. Oh man. All right, what do we got going on live chat here? Oh, I see Mind Subs here. What's going on? What's happening, Mind Subs? What are you doing? What are you doing, Mind Subs?
Mind some in the house.
Yeah, there's Mind Subs here, guys. You know what? Let's give Mind Subs a round of applause. Come on, Mind Subs. Yes. Welcome, Mind Subs. Welcome. How you doing? Let's see what's going on here. Scrolling up. What all did I miss in my little crazy ranting thing? Good thing I drink water because I'm dry right now. It's crazy. Oh, and it's hot here again today. I have majority of my farm is shut off. Scrolling through. I heard that. Okay, I saw that. What are your thoughts on Intel meltdown? Oh yeah, Intel. I don't really have any thoughts on it because I don't buy Intel, so I guess it don't matter. But yeah, that kind of sucks that they have like 100% failure rate. that's rough times happening there on the consumer CPUs. Buy cheap, sell cheaper. That's my motto. Yeah, do that. Buy some. So you're making a great case for GPU mining to come back? Yeah, mine some. I think it'll come back, but it's a reset right now because it's horrible. But I do think it's going to take a few things. Like one, latest hardware. You're going to need newer, efficient hardware. Like when a 5090 is released, like right now we're seeing the CMP 170s, you know, do very well in Exelis and stuff. But the 4090s, they're same as a 3090 when it comes to memory. They suck. But when it comes to a core-based coin, they blow everything else away in efficiency and everything. Like when I was mining, I can't even remember what coins it was, some of those early core ones. But the point is, you know, I'd turn on my 12 by Octa miner rig with 3060 Ti's, 3070s, and a couple A2000s. You know, I'd be using about 1200 watts there. And my 4090 would be using like 200 and some watts and doing almost little over half the hash rate of my entire X12 rigs. I'm like, why would I even run my X12 when my 14090 is freaking doing the same profitability as 12 of those freaking GPUs already? So, and that's on the core base. So now the 5090s are going to come. They're going to see the double the speed in memory bandwidth pretty much. What is it, 512 now? I think this bus is supposed to be. So yeah, pretty much double almost there. And then they're also going to get a bigger core on top of that. So there's going to be efficiency monsters in both memory-based and core-based coins. And the 3000 series is really starting to look like, you know, the players' cards. You guys still buying RX 570s at this point? Probably not. And that's really pretty much the timestamp I'm putting the 3070s in. You see one for $150, it's for a good reason. You probably don't want to buy it because you're going to need, you know, the latest hardware. The 5000 series, the 6000 series, which might be released by the next bull run. It'll be hard to say. But yeah, I do think GPU mining will come back, but it's not going to be for everybody. A lot of people will give up and quit, and we are going to have to update our farms to the latest hardware. But yeah, GPU mining will be back. But that's in 2029. That's what I think anyway. You know, I could be wrong. Totally. I hope I'm wrong. I hope it come back like tomorrow. You know, it'd be awesome to be able to do that, but I really just don't think it's going to happen. Rabid mining. I was just evaluating some coins I could mine with 1 gigabyte VRAM. I found a coin that obtained 50% of the network hash rate with one GT710. You just got to search at home. You know, that's a very thing too, but a lot of miners out there they don't have time. You know, obviously you got jobs. Some people work 12 hours a day, some 10, some 8, whatever. You got families and everything. You don't have time to go there and constantly search coins, what's coming, what's gone, stuff like that. But, you know, that is a major point that I do point out a lot is we always talk about all these mines. And I'm stuttering here. I don't know what to think about. That works for any coin. Like you can go into example, if you come into mining pool stats, you got those little mini, what are they called? those Canon Nano 3s. You know, everyone's like, oh, they're a Bitcoin solo miner. You could buy that. But no one really goes in here and does research. If you type in Shaw 256 here, you don't have to mine just Bitcoin. There's 3 pages worth of freaking coins that you could try on. Next step is set up your own spreadsheets. Do the work. You can find really profitable coins for those cheap little nano miners. That's obviously you're going to want to try to solo mine Bitcoin, hopefully hit a block, but you could definitely make quite a bit of money, ROI them pretty fast, finding a coin that hardly has any hash rate on it because nobody does the work on it, and maybe it's decent price and things like that. And the same example, old GPU Retro Mike found. He found a coin that supports hardly any DAG limits on memory, and he's mining it and he's running most of the hash rate here. So like I say that lots in the past. I sometimes go back to dead coins. Everyone considered rug pulls and this and that, and you can mine dead coins and make decent amount of money. Sometimes it's hard to sell. You have to be patient, but hash rate disappears and people totally forget about the coin. You come back behind it all and you just scoop up the trash and you can make decent amounts of money. But mining now is a lot more work than it used to be ever since Ethereum. You'd buy a GPU, you'd turn it on Ethereum, you'd walk away for a year. Done. Sell your profits if you need to. Buy new hardware with your Ethereum. But it's no longer doing that. You're looking for different coins daily. You're trying to switch around. You're trying to do things. But there's technically right now, if you're an active crypto miner, you could be making way more right now, as hard as it is to believe, than you were mining Ethereum in its prime days with your GPUs or any hardware. There are coins out there that people just don't talk about. There's coins that used to be good, but now everyone considers dead. But if you're like the one lone miner scooping up that coin, there is a lot of money to be made on no-name crappiest coins you could ever think of. So there's lots of options out there. You just have to do a lot more work. And a lot of people don't like doing that. And that's the reason why everyone just says, oh, everything is dead at this point. So yeah, it's about putting in the extra work and you can do it. Just move your GPUs to Coda. Mining is hard work now. In the woods and creek with your pen and survival. Zap Floodwise, I thought you were someone else at first. I am and PLM making bank on Nano 3. Is it IAM and PLM? Let's take a... Should we announce this right now, Retro? Oh, great. Here we go. Let's see here. PLM. Let's see this. PLM. What's... Oh, yeah, Palladium. Palladium. Oh, guess what, guys? Guess what? Who has a pool here? Mr. Retro Mike himself. Rocking at 2.1 terahash. Look at that. 6 blocks. Solo pool. There you go, guys. You want a new coin to mine? Rock this one up. What's the price of it? Where's the exchange? There's no... Where's this listed? I don't know. You have to do more research. But Retro Mike has a pool for this. Fire your little thing in there, guys. This is probably the thing you want to mine right now. Your Nano 3s. Hit that up. Rabid, do you have a beard? No, I don't have a beard. 0 beards for me. Now what's IAM? Let's check out IAM. IAM. It's a meme. It's a meme. It's a meme. I'm Mario. Is that hilarious? It's listed but not tracked by... Oh, okay. It's listed but not tracked by mining pool stats. ASIC miners. So here you have... It's a meme. IAM. Not much hash rate here either, guys. That's there. Don't know what the block words are. Daily emissions of only $1. There you go. Check out Retro Mike's pool. You know what? I'm gonna link this in the chat for you guys. Retro Mike, hit it up. Retro Mike, WebGUI, PLM. We're just gonna copy this. How come it's not giving me my thing here? Oh well. Go into here. Go into here. Chat. You guys have a Nano 3 you want to check out? Go over there. Go to Retro Mike. Nano 3 that up. And if you don't have a Nano 3, you can click a link in the description and get yourself one. Not financial advice. There you go, guys. Check that one out. Retro Mike's PLM pool. What can I do with Z9 Mini? Will it do R? Pirates, mans. BR is... Oh, block reward is 50 on both coins. ERT, shut off all overclocks, then try it. Oh, yeah. Speaking of the Nano 3, I talked to Canan. Some people got the same power supply I did. It's the 140 watt laptop, max 16 inch, whatever power supply it is. But they have to change the cable. You know, if you don't have the right power supply or you have the right cable, it won't go into high mode. Now, Canon did tell me they are actually releasing firmware to address this issue, and it should be coming within the week, I believe. Actually, I think it's in 3 or 4 days now. I'm going to have to go back over my message. I think they said 23rd or 24th. So it should be coming soon, but it does sound like there will be a Nano 3 firmware update coming, you know, in the next few days there. So stay tuned for that. Canada ranks among the top 5 global producers of diamonds, gemstones, gold, indium, nobelium, platinum, group materials, titanium, concrete, and uranium. Rabid, you're mining the wrong thing. Yeah, that's true. There's quite a bit of materials over here. A lot of them are in the mountain zone. They're all getting banned from using that stuff or something. Is that a yes? What? Trend is your friend till the end. Never fight the trend. Ride it. Trends are always good. That's very true. Always ride the trends, usually, depending on what you're doing. Anyway, guys, we have been here for a little while now. I apologize for being late at the start, but we did go over our usual hour limit, so my throat is getting very dry. It's getting smoky here, and it's hot, and I'm sweating like crazy, so I got to go, and my rigs are probably melting down. So I thank you for everyone for showing up. Remember, go through this live stream if you're watching this later. Let me know your thoughts on the whole ALEPHIUM thing, especially when the hash rate picks up, that the block rewards will be dropping the higher the hash rate goes, meaning your profitability drops even more, which is insane. So let me know your guys' thoughts down in the comment section after the stream. I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for coming out.
Rabid out.